Hey guys, MLJOR here, back with more Call of Duty content. And today, something I've been wanting to get off my chest. I believe the Call of Duty as we know it, it's over. Skill-based matchmaking has been a buzzword for the last 2 years. Not everyone knows about it, yet everyone has an opinion about it. However, no one has a solution. To those uninitiated, skill-based matchmaking is an algorithm that takes various aspects into account, like the amount of kills, deaths, your objective score, your overall score per minute, what weapons you use, and how much you move around the map, all to decide where to place you next within the next match. Some say that this placement designation happens every 5 matches. Some say it adjusts every single match. Yet these assumptions don't stop the Call of Duty community from having an opinion. Take one look at Reddit, and you won't have to scroll too long to find a skill-based matchmaking related post, with the majority of players hating the mechanic and very few praising it. Developers have come out to say that Call of Duty has had skill-based matchmaking since Black Ops 2. Nonetheless, the probability of this statement being true is highly unlikely and known to be a PR stunt by the majority of the community. The biggest problem with skill-based matchmaking is the shroud or the veil that Activision has put over it. No one knows how it works. Everything previously stated in this video is just pure speculation. A straight answer onto what it is and how it works, it's anyone's guess. No matter how accurate the accusations are as to how this algorithm functions, they might not hold up to how deep or shallow this mysterious machine might actually be, with no way of telling into what sort of placement you fall in, no tracking, no data. Even the best guesses are just a shot in the dark or an excuse for a string of bad matches. Yet behind this never-ending code, one can find one common denominator: that the difficulty of the lobbies you're placed in have a direct correlation to how well or how bad you play. But, as I like to say, if you're untrue by an inch, you might as well be untrue by a mile. The rubber band effect is something that is seen in games with AI. A perfect example of this would be the Need for Speed series. A couple of hours into any of those titles and you'll find yourself racing against some of the best cars that particular title has to offer. Yet somehow your entry-level vehicle can keep up and most of the time even beat them, making you think that it's not the car, it's the driver. Fast forward all the way to the last race, and you'll find that a lesser car is able to keep up with you, even when you have the best car in the game. And even though laws of engineering don't allow a Ford Focus to keep up with a Bugatti, but by all means, the plot must go on. Some version of this phenomenon is currently active in Call of Duty, where a string of subpar games will put you into a lesser skill lobby. Once you dominate that said lobby, you'll go back to harder lobbies. You'll have a bad string of games yet again. The cycle just continues. No room for improvement. They're just like the AIs in those racing games. In Call of Duty, the lobbies rubber band around you and how well or how bad you play. Since the problem was brought to light almost 2 years ago, the numerous aspects of this algorithm have been met with workarounds, from reverse boosting to the more controversial, even though improbable, using a net Duma router to get into easier lobbies. This duality has festered the content creation space, with a lot of content creators publishing content boasting having found new ways to cheat this hated and shady system. I, for once, I'm part of that generation that throws a get good at it at any problem I face in Call of Duty. Yet again, I'm still aware that this problem exists. With numerous sites like the Warzone Companion app and SBMM Warzone having surfaced within the last few months, these freelance websites aim to track down stats of every individual player, letting anyone see exactly where the top streamers, professional players, and content creators fall under this huge umbrella that is skill-based matchmaking, with some of them being extremely questionable. Some in the community that have a 5.0 KD are ending up in lobbies where players seemingly lack intuition of what a first-person shooter is. These enemies seem to be deprived of any and all types of situational awareness. Ultimately, they are just easy pickings for these first-person behemoths, further boasting their sheer skill in their godlike plays. This site has lifted a shroud of mystery, and it was fun. I personally had a blast watching some of these so-called amazing gods of Warzone being defected onto what they actually are: cheaters. No matter how flawed the system is, if you have found a workaround to said system, it's still cheating. Yet, that was fun while it lasted. That brings me to the one sliver of hope to this unbeatable boss fight known as skill-based matchmaking. You have several content creators doing the good work, such as Drifter, The Exclusive Ace, and J-God, all working around the clock trying to crack down the problem. Meanwhile, their advances have been slow, they're still admirable. Onto this video right here. Drifter had somehow broken the code as to how players were getting around the algorithm. You had top tier players ending up in lobbies with such bad players. It didn't make sense. Those players could only be compared to a 3-year-old child who could not even grip a controller correctly, let alone use a mouse and keyboard. Drifter stated that instead of sharing this information, that he would send it to his insiders over at Activision so they can do something about it and end this so-called workaround skill-based matchmaking. That way, if one of us had to play under this flawed system, all of us would. Fair is fair, no matter how shitty fair is. When I saw this, I thought it was a good idea. Stop everyone who's exploiting this method and make the game fair again. However, I could not be more wrong. Instead of Activision crushing said exploit, they turned the cheek and closed their eyes. A site like SBMM Warzone and Warzone Companion were rendered useless by Activision due to a change in the API backend programming that stops the site from collecting data. Furthermore, they have turned every single player's Call of Duty account into private. Therefore, if that data wants to be shared with such websites, you would have to manually turn it on, something that's obviously won't be used by people who are exploiting the system. These Warzone gods have no reason to share their data and have their legendary status scrutinized by the average Joe. It would be suicidal for their career that I have no doubt they work very hard to build. At this point, every Call of Duty Warzone tournament is rigged. They are mostly played unsupervised, and players now have a sure way of getting into easier lobbies. And tournaments are based on a skill sprint. 2 to 3 hour time limit, every kill is a point, ending up in the top 10 placements will net you even more points. The team with the highest points wins. Yet, when you have the ability to get into 2 brain cell lobbies, those points are easier than ever to earn. Yet if you need more confirmation that the fact that something is wrong, look no further than Nick Merck's video about him cheating, where he defends his lobby placement by contacting these so-called stat tracking companies and clarifying that the easier lobby he gets put into are based on a median, not the average. Yet the way I see it, if you're doing nothing wrong, there's no need to explain. However, I'm not one to comment on that, nor do I accuse him of such thing. To wrap up, skill-based matchmaking feels like it's something that's in it for the long run. Meanwhile, a cult-like group of people that hold the loophole and how to get around it are not talking. Their status, whether that be on Twitch, YouTube, or just content creation in general, and their tournaments are more important than the overall state of the game. I personally don't condone nor condemn such exploits. The best players who were once under scrutiny now are safe again due to Activision's effort to cover the truth. Call of Duty as we know it has officially ended, and I don't think it will be back for any time soon. I feel like every time we uncover the truth, another lie pops up with no end to this massive beast hiding beneath the surface. I wholeheartedly believe that skill-based matchmaking will be the end to Call of Duty's multiplayer. Yet, as of right now, getting a straight answer is near impossible. The mechanic, according to Activision, doesn't exist, or it has been in the game for years now, and we just haven't noticed. Not only are we not getting the truth, but we're also getting several lies when we ask. Yet, I'll leave you with this. I'm Major Cade, and I thank you for watching.